Currently, right now, I'm walking along the I-5 freeway here in Griffith Park. Honestly, I'm not really sure if I'm in Glendale or I'm in Burbank or even LA. This is that weird area of Los Angeles County that I 100% cannot be positive on where I'm located. Anyways, we're going to talk about a very unusual death of a young man who I remember this story very vividly just because of the shocking way in which he died. And when I'd seen the story on the news, I said, this can't be possible, but freakishly enough, it was. I'm going to tell you quickly what happened. This is a two-part story. This is going to be the first part. Let's talk about it. So like I said, this is the I-5 freeway, and as you can see, there is traffic slowing down, such as life in one of the busiest cities in the United States. The 134 freeway is right ahead of us, maybe half a mile at best. Okay, so we're gonna go back to October 30th of 2015. Now, it's about 6:45, 6:50 in the morning, and 20-year-old Richard Pananian, he's driving his 2004 Ford Fiesta, and I'm guessing this guy is in a hurry and he needs to get to work. He works over in Glendale at I think it's some auto body shop. He just got the job recently, so it's best to be quick and not be late, especially if you're a new employee. Now, according to eyewitnesses on the freeway, Richard was darting in and out of traffic. Now, I don't know if his car is one of those cars that are souped up to go really fast or he has nitrous in there, but it does have a racing harness in there. However, he's not wearing the harness, nor is he wearing a seatbelt. So he's driving southbound on the I-5. And just before the 134 crosses the 5, he rear ends a Ford F-150. He veers to the right very quickly, veers to the left. He loses control and the car starts tumbling. And he's ejected onto a freeway sign. By the time 911 is called, they close down the lanes of the freeway and they have this poor kid up on a sign. He's already dead by now. He died on impact. And so you have a procession of cars just looking at this macabre sight. And being that it happened the day before Halloween, you can see the fire truck coming up on the freeway and then them getting a ladder. And people that are watching this as they're slowly driving by, they think that this is some kind of like a Halloween prank. They're thinking somebody, threw some, like a mannequin or something up there, and it's just one big joke. Sadly, it was not, however. And it took them about 3 or 4 hours to get Richard's body down from the sign. And at first, when I remember seeing this story, I said, this is a prank. I said, this can't be real. And then, no, but surely enough, once I seen it on ABC and all this and that, I said, holy smokes. I think I was in Texas at the time this accident occurred. Young kid, only 20 years old. Listen, I don't know if he was racing or he was just in a hurry to get to work, but somebody did call the CHP and they did receive a call that somebody was darting in and out of traffic at a high rate of speed. And I don't know how fast this car was, but this car, you can soup up any car, so I don't know if it was modified, but it says online he was a car enthusiast. And I'm gonna say that a 20-year-old kid driving a Ford Fiesta, I'm gonna say that he probably did some aftermarket stuff on that vehicle, possibly to get it to go, a little bit faster, to get some more horsepower out of that car. But as you can see, that sign would be somewhere over this ridge, and yeah, just over that tree line right there would have been exactly where Richard sadly lost his life. Only 20 years old. Only 20 years old. I never left you. I watch you every day. I am always very near. I know deep in your heart you realize I am here. I watch you while you sleep in your bed at home. I hear you when you speak to me, when you are on your own. You cannot understand the reason why I have gone, but I will never leave you. I am there to keep you strong. Talk to me. I hear you. Though you may not see, we share an unbroken bond that will always be. Death won't keep us apart, for our love is forever. Just remember me in your heart, and one day we will be together. Live your life and live it full. Don't waste a single day. Remember, I am always with you every step of the way. The next story occurs 5 miles away, Glendale, California. We're going to go back in time. It is the spring of 1978. And this very neighborhood is in fear because there is murder in the air and somebody is kidnapping young women, raping and killing them and leaving their bodies in the hillsides around this very city. As a matter of fact, there was 2 girls that lived across the street from each other, about a block away from where I stand. It was one Christina Weckler and Cindy Hudspeth, both 20 years of age. Both would meet that grisly fate. A husband and wife lived here on the 1100 block of Windsor. John Barneswell, 30 years of age, and his wife, Roxanne Barneswell, 29. So as these murders are occurring, John decides to buy his wife a gun. And he says, keep that with you just in case, because you never know. And sadly, she would need that gun about a month later. Now, I'm not exactly sure where John and Roxanne lived at, but it was somewhere right across the street from this hospital. This used to be called the Glendale Community Hospital. And in the newspapers, it said that she lived directly across the street from the hospital. So this is Windsor. So I'm imagining she lived literally somewhere right here. So somebody is either walking or driving in this neighborhood when they see a car parked where the Barneswells used to live, and there's 2 people inside and they're not moving. Roxanne Barneswell and a man that is sitting next to her. His name is Richard Reynolds. He's 37 years of age. By the time ambulance arrive and take him right across the street to this hospital right here, they were both pronounced dead. Now the question remains, what happened? So detectives, after doing some investigative work, they theorized that Richard Reynolds was attempting to kidnap Roxanne, and in defense of her life, she shot him once in the head and 4 or 5 times in the chest. He returned fire, shooting her twice in the chest, thus both killing each other. Now, when this happened, people, the detectives within LA County, LAPD, Glendale, Burbank, they had this hillside strangler task force. And they were thinking, but for only a brief moment, that maybe, just possibly, even though Roxanne lost her life, that she had took out the hillside strangler. But sadly, that was not the case. Reynolds was just a 2-bit thug sexual assaulter. He had been on probation for an attempted sexual assault from about 11 years ago. And he worked as a machinist somewhere in, I think it was La Crescenta, which isn't very far from here. So they don't believe that Roxanne and Reynolds ever met. The only thing that ties them together was that somebody that had a business in the same complex where Reynolds worked at, he was good friends with both John and Roxanne, and they had some kind of a Christmas party, and they believed that they might have, been at the same party, and that Reynolds seen Roxanne and decided to make her his next victim. And they had also, I believe before this murder occurred, that he was one of 30 suspects that was, I wouldn't call them suspects, it'd be person of interest in the murder of this woman right here. Her name is Elisa Caston. And she would die the same way as all of the other Hillside Stranglers victims. And again, even though she lost her life, she fought back, and in the process of dying, she was able to take that bastard's life to where he would never, ever hurt anybody ever again. A very tragic story with a tragic ending, but if there's any silver lining in this, is that she took that scumbag out so he was never able to hurt anybody else again. Rest in peace to Roxanne Barnwell. My love forever. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. I gotta hit the highway. See you on the next vlog. Peace out.